Everybody thinks because you're on the team, you're an automatic millionaire. You're making millions of dollars. And that's not true.
You know, in the NFL, there's always a lot of talk about player salaries and how much this player gets paid. Mahomes, $500 million. Watson, this. All these different salaries keep getting, put out there. And I think nobody really discusses how uncomfortable that is for a player to have everybody, the entire world, know exactly how much money you make, your entire salary, exactly what you're worth. It's a little, especially out here, talking about money is frowned upon out here, man. So it's really uncomfortable for people to really discuss that type of stuff,
Everybody thinks because you're on the team, you're an automatic millionaire. You're making millions of dollars. And that's not true. You have a lot of players with a lot of different circumstances, but we share the same locker room and we have the same common goal of going out there and being successful for your team.
There's a certain dynamic there. I mean, you got the people who are making a bunch of money and you have most of the team who aren't really making a lot of money. And there's a pressure that comes with the guys who are making money and the guys who aren't really making that much money. But people don't really see that. We're in the same locker room, but they don't understand that we're going through two different kinds of things.
I look at my position on a team, and I played a long time, but I was a middle-of-the-road kind of guy. And I knew I had to perform to keep my job. I knew I had to go out there, and I couldn't lose a game. I couldn't do anything that really hurt the team. And truth be told, I was week to week. I never got cut during a season, but I had to perform or else I wasn't coming back. Yeah. But I never had the pressure of having to make an outstanding play to win the game.
I'd been where you had been, and then obviously I was able to sign a big contract with the New York Giants, man. But the one thing that happened, and a lot of people don't really understand this because, once you sign for that amount of money, it's, you're set for life. But it comes with a different kind of pressure, especially for, the type of person that I am. Because I remember I signed that deal, and I initially felt a little happy, but after that, the only thing I felt after that was just pure pressure because I knew in my head, I was like, man, I got to go out there and earn this money. I got to go out there and show these people that this money that they paid me, not only am I going to earn this, I am better than this, and I can actually go get more. So it was just, you have to go out there and perform. And then you're playing in a team, like the New York Giants, and bro, if you don't really understand the mentality of a New York Giant fan, the New York Giant fan, they are part of the team. You're just a player out there performing for them. It's their team. And so, for me, I would leave my house on my way to the game. The minute I pull out my driveway, there's fans on the street. And they're like, OC, come on now. You got to go do this for us today, man. This is on you. Oh my God. And it just keeps on building and building and building. And then you get inside and you might see the owner, and the owner's looking at you like, listen, I paid you all this money. You better go out.
Sign that check.
You better go out there and perform for us today. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then the general manager's looking at you. He's like, listen, hey, we need you to perform today. And it will get to the point, Jason, and I've never told anybody this before, but I'll be sitting in that locker room sometimes. And when I understood the enormity of what I had to do, that pressure that I was dealing with, I was like, man, I just want to give them their money back and go home.
Wow.
Like I felt that sometimes.
I didn't think you were going to say that.
I felt that sometimes, Jason. I was like, man, I just want to give them their money back and go home. Because to deal with all of that and to know how people felt about that game, it was tough. But then oddly enough, you get out there on the football field, and then that first play happens and boom, all that's out the window. Jason, it's all out the window and just pure instinct takes over. And then you're out there balling. You're having a good time. You're chilling. You're making plays. You're with the fans. You're like, ha, let's go. Let's go. It was so exciting. The feeling of making plays when you're expected to make plays and helping your team win, knowing that you actually were a main reason why this team won that game. It was fascinating, man. And then the next week, the cycle will repeat itself all over again.
Wash and rinse.
All over again, man. It was crazy.
Well, so you think the guys that just got paid now, of course, Patrick Mahomes, you think of Deshaun Watson. Is this what they're going through just week in and week out? Because it's on them.
Yeah, 100%. People deal with things differently, but inside, no matter what they look like on the outside, I'm telling you, inside, they all feel that pressure and they all feel the need to go out there and perform.